On February 24, 2022, Russian President Vladimir Putin launched a devastating invasion of Ukraine, marking a profound escalation of a conflict that had been simmering for years, and in doing so, underscored a geopolitical reality that has defined international relations for decades. The contentious relationship between Russia and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. This invasion has resulted in thousands of civilian casualties, widespread destruction, and a massive refugee crisis, with over 8 million people forced to flee their homes. The global economy has also felt the reverberations, with wheat and grain exports severely disrupted, contributing to food shortages in countries as far away as Egypt and Somalia. The repercussions of this conflict are not limited to the immediate region. They have a direct impact on global security, economic stability, and the daily lives of people worldwide. For instance, the surge in energy prices triggered by the conflict has made heating homes and fueling vehicles more expensive for millions of people in Europe and beyond. Furthermore, the conflict has strained relations between Russia and the West, leading to a new era of Cold War-esque tensions that threaten the stability of the world order. The situation is dire, and understanding the underlying causes is crucial for grasping the complexity of the issue. NATO, established in 1949, is a military alliance between 30 North American and European countries aimed at providing collective defense against potential security threats. The alliance operates on the principle of mutual defense, as enshrined in Article 5 of the NATO Treaty, which states that an attack on one member is considered an attack on all. This collective defense commitment is the cornerstone of NATO's existence, designed to deter potential aggressors by ensuring that an attack on any member would result in a unified response from the entire alliance. The formation of NATO was a direct response to the post-World War II geopolitical landscape, where the threat of Soviet expansionism loomed large over Western Europe. Russia has historically viewed NATO with suspicion and hostility, perceiving the alliance as a tool of Western aggression and encroachment on its sphere of influence. This perception has its roots in the immediate post-WWII period, when the Soviet Union, under Joseph Stalin, began to consolidate its control over Eastern Europe, establishing a series of satellite states. The creation of NATO was seen as a direct challenge to Soviet dominance in the region and a threat to its national security. Over the years, Russia's animosity towards NATO has been fueled by the alliance's expansion into Eastern Europe, particularly after the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991. The inclusion of former Soviet satellites and even former Soviet republics into NATO has been interpreted by Russia as a betrayal of verbal assurances given during the negotiations for German reunification, where NATO's expansion eastward was allegedly ruled out. The dynamic between Russia and NATO has been marked by periods of tension and relative calm, but the underlying distrust has remained a constant factor. Russia's opposition to NATO's expansion has been manifested through various means, including diplomatic protests, military maneuvers, and in the case of Ukraine, outright military intervention. The conflict in Ukraine, which began in 2014 with the annexation of Crimea and has continued with ongoing fighting in the Donbass region, is a prime example of the tensions between Russia and NATO. Russia's actions in Ukraine are motivated by a desire to maintain influence over its neighbor and to prevent Ukraine from aligning itself with the West, particularly through NATO membership. The situation is further complicated by the complex historical, cultural, and political ties between Russia and Ukraine, which make the conflict deeply personal and emotionally charged for all parties involved. For Russia, the prospect of Ukraine joining NATO is seen as a strategic threat, as it would bring the alliance's military presence directly to Russia's borders. This perception is exacerbated by the memory of historical invasions, including Napoleon's march on Moscow and the devastation of World War II, which have ingrained in the Russian psyche a deep-seated fear of foreign encroachment. As the conflict in Ukraine continues, the implications for global security and stability are profound. The ongoing confrontation between Russia and NATO has the potential to escalate into a wider conflict, with unforeseeable consequences. It is against this backdrop that understanding the role of NATO and the historical grievances of Russia becomes essential. The alliance, initially formed to counter the Soviet threat, now finds itself at the forefront of a new generation of global challenges, from terrorism to cyber warfare. Its ability to adapt and evolve in response to these threats will be crucial in maintaining the security and stability of its member states. In conclusion, the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, set against the backdrop of the contentious relationship between Russia and NATO, highlights the complex and deeply intertwined nature of modern geopolitics. As we move forward, it is imperative to understand the historical context and the strategic imperatives that drive the actions of nations. By doing so, we can better navigate the treacherous waters of international relations and work towards a future where conflicts are resolved through diplomacy rather than force. The ongoing tensions between Russia and NATO serve as a stark reminder that the pursuit of security and stability in the modern world is a collective endeavor, one that requires cooperation, understanding, and a commitment to the principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity. As we reflect on the current state of global affairs, it becomes clear that the future of international relations will be shaped by the ability of nations to navigate their differences peacefully and to find common ground in the face of shared challenges.